Space. In its most literal form, space is a continuous area or expanse which is unoccupied, free, or available. Do we need to rethink the way we use the space we have? The 5 branches of our investigation are economy, technology, media, arts and society, education, and health. Health is the topic we're focusing on today.
According to the World Health Organization, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. With the rapid growth of our population, it is important that we use the space we have efficiently and effectively to help improve humanity's overall physical and mental health, taking into account the capacity of our health facilities and how they affect the environment.
Another factor within health that uses our space is mental health. What is mental health? Mental health consists of one's conditions which contribute to their overall well-being. Mental health is affected by our spiritual, social, and psychological well-being. It influences how we think, act, and feel. Factors that contribute to mental wellness include biological factors, such as genes or brain chemistry, life experiences, such as trauma or abuse, and family history of mental health. There are many facilities which are dedicated solely to the betterment of mental well-being. The severity of your mental health will determine where you are treated, and they are usually managed by non-government organizations and provide assistance with daily activities and help people with severe mental health to live successfully in a community. Mental health services are offered to families, people with both intellectual and mental illnesses, people with eating disorders, and people with personality disorders. How can we make them more efficient? I believe that these facilities are doing an extensive amount to help people with mental disorders. Studies show that 77,500 of these clients with mental health issues used specialized homeless services during 2016 to 2017. I think a lot more can be done to help the homeless population in terms of funding and mental support. The space that we are given is used very proficiently. We have infrastructure and psychologists to aid people who are struggling both financially and mentally.
Capacity. Each hospital only has a certain number of beds available, and therefore they can only account for a certain number of people. But often people need to be relocated to make more available beds for people who are rushed into the hospital because it's the closest one. There are only 5 children's hospitals in Melbourne which only have beds and services for children aged newborn to 16 or 18 years old, depending on the hospital. These hospitals take up the space for a hospital that could serve all people, rather than exclusively children. This ensures that there are more hospitals that can be easily accessed and more overall beds in Melbourne to account for more patients. Population growth greatly affects the capacity of all of Melbourne's hospitals as more people need beds and there are a limited number of beds. In Casey Hospital, there are only 229 beds to account for the City of Casey's population of 22,301 people. And with the fact that 1 in 5 people visit a psychologist and 1 in 5 people visit a psychiatrist, this is not merely enough to suffice for this huge and still growing population. It is the same with Dandenong Hospital. There are only 500 beds for the growing population of about 29,000 people.
Over time, our population has increased a lot and will continue to expand forever. It has been estimated by the United Nations that by 2030 our population will have increased from 7.3 billion to 8.4 billion people. Due to the increase in population, rates of chronic diseases rise, which leads to a demand in hospitals. Instead of using up more space by making more hospitals, an alternative is to use beds more effectively. One way to use beds better would be to make sure that patients only undergo surgery that is proven to be effective. Some hospitals do surgery that have minimal effects such as knee arthroscopy and osteoarthritis. Therefore, an increase in population will allow people to use hospital beds more effectively.